Hello, I am Lisa M. Lilly, novelist and founder of writingasasecondcareer.com. Today I'm going to talk with you about creating obstacles for your protagonist and how that affects the pace of your story, keeping it moving well, and keeps readers engaged with your plot. To see why this is important, think about what happens if you are reading a book and you close it and don't come back. For me, typically, I'll say nothing's happening, or I don't care about these people. And particularly if I don't care about the protagonist, I won't return to the book. And usually when that happens, it means there's not enough conflict in the story. So you need conflict right from the very beginning, even if it doesn't directly relate to your main plot. In other words, how do you keep readers engaged? Make your protagonist's life hard. An easy life for the protagonist makes for a dull and slow story. Here is a great example from the original Star Wars movie. And I hope it's okay to spoil it because it came out almost 45 years ago. Let's talk about our protagonist, Luke Skywalker. The first time we see Luke, he wants something. He wants to go have fun. And we'll find out later, he also wants adventure and he wants to get off the planet. Right away, there is an obstacle in the way in the form of his uncle who needs Luke to do chores on the farm that day. So in the very first scene between the two of them, we have that conflict, and it symbolizes the larger conflict between Luke and his uncle, which we see in another scene. All Luke's friends have gone off to the academy. He's a good pilot. He wants to go himself. It's been 2 years, and his uncle is keeping him on the farm, playing on Luke's sense of duty, his obligation, and we find out he has some fears about Luke's safety that he doesn't necessarily tell Luke. Every step of the way for Luke, there is trouble, starting with the most mundane things. The first job we see that Luke needs to do is go with his uncle to get 2 droids to work on the farm. They buy 2, and what happens as they're taking them away? One of them falls apart, throws a bunch of gears, and they have to negotiate for another droid, which turns out to be our beloved R2-D2. Luke takes the 2 droids home. The other is C-3PO. He's cleaning them, and R2 plays part of a recording that really entrances Luke, both the very pretty Princess Leia, but also her need for help. It triggers his sense of adventure. He wants to see the whole recording, and R2 tricks him into taking out his restraining bolt, saying Luke will get to see the whole recording. The next morning, when Luke gets up and it's time for him to help on the farm with the chores, he goes to find the 2 droids, and R2 is gone. So totally aside from the adventure aspect from the main plot, here is that Luke has a job to do on the farm. Now he's going to be in big trouble. The droids were his responsibility, and he's the one who made it possible for R2 to run. So again, more trouble for Luke just to do his day-to-day work. He and C-3PO go after R2. Another major obstacle, sand people attack them, knock Luke out, tear C-3PO to bits. The other thing that Luke wants, along with doing his job, which he wants only so he won't get in trouble, but he wants to try to help this Obi-Wan Kenobi that Princess Leia mentions. But all kinds of things stand in his way before he even gets off the farm. That recording he wanted to see, he takes out that bolt and it totally disappears. And R2 claims he has no idea what Luke is talking about. What recording? Also, while Luke knows of someone named Ben Kenobi, Ben is known as a hermit, something of perhaps unbalanced. So Luke doesn't think that that is the same person. Also, his uncle tells him Obi-Wan Kenobi is dead. So everything, again, is hard for Luke, even finding a person whom he already knows. Now, he does have a little bit of luck, some good fortune in a way. After being attacked by the Sand People, Ben Kenobi, who lives in the desert, scares them off. So Luke does finally meet Obi-Wan, who this is why R2 left. He went off to find Obi-Wan. They talk, and Luke agrees to at least help Obi-Wan find transport off the planet, because now faced with adventure, Luke isn't quite ready to do it. He feels his obligations to the farm. He has some fear, but he's very interested because he finds out his father was a Jedi Knight. So he is going to try to help Obi-Wan. And again, now more obstacles, bigger obstacles. The Empire stormtrooper have traced the droids. They slaughtered all the Jawas who sold them. And Luke realizes they must have connected R2 with his aunt and uncle. He goes home. The farm has been burned down. His aunt and uncle are dead. Luke was already an orphan. Now he is orphaned twice over. His aunt and uncle both gone. So terrible things that happen to our protagonist here. Now he's going to help Ben bring Princess Leia, or bring R2 to Princess Leia. And again, every single step, there are obstacles. I'll mention just the major ones. They do find a pilot, Han Solo, but first, a bounty hunter is after Han. Han has to kill him. Then the three of them get with the droids, get to the dock in the Millennium Falcon, which does not inspire a lot of confidence in Luke. It looks a little run down, but there's a bigger problem. Jabba the Hutt, to whom Han owes all this money, the reason for the bounty hunter, is blocking their way into the ship. He wants his money. Han doesn't have it. And then, to make it worse, stormtroopers find them and are firing on our friends as they board the Millennium Falcon and take off. They have to evade the Empire's forces. Then they emerge from hyperspace into an asteroid field that should not be there. They have to dodge all these asteroids. There's an Empire fighter there. And then, so much worse, they were heading to the planet Alderaan, and it is simply gone. And they realize that the Empire has the power to destroy an entire planet. All of this has happened in the first half of the movie, and we didn't even see Luke until 17 minutes in. So we're talking about from 17 minutes to about 60 minutes in, all these obstacles, and I didn't even name all of them. And from there, things do not get easier for Luke. He wants to rescue Princess Leia, but he doesn't have any fighting experience. Everything technologically that could go wrong does go wrong on the space station. And then there is emotional devastation. Luke, already orphaned, lost his aunt and uncle. Now he sees Darth Vader kill Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke's mentor, his third father figure gone. And Luke has to go forward without that and knowing next to nothing about the Force. And yet he is going to persist. He is going to help the rebels. He is going to prevail. So all of these things, all of these obstacles are what keeps us so engaged in Luke's story. And this is the same no matter what kind of book you're writing, a romance, a literary novel, science fiction, mystery. In all of it, if you go to any of your favorite books or favorite movies, I predict you will see the protagonist face obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And I believe this is why the original Star Wars, nearly 45 years later, remains so popular. Yes, it was a phenomenon because there were special effects that at the time we had never seen before. It created this whole magical, amazing universe. But when it comes down to it, it is a very personal story. And our protagonist struggled every single step of the way. So if you find that life is easy for your protagonist, probably your story is a bit slow and it may be a bit dull. Think about Luke, maybe rewatch Star Wars, the original, or reread your favorite book or watch your favorite movie and look at the obstacles the protagonist faces, and then think about how can you create challenges, obstacles, and hurdles for your protagonist. I hope you found that helpful. If you would like to learn more about story structure, you can follow the link below for a free story structure template or go directly to writingasasecondcareer.com/story. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.